All right. Looks like you guys can see me now. Welcome back to another episode of questions and answers for BMW stuff. So if you have any of those, shoot us an instant message. Welcome back. Again, thank you all for subscribing. All 15,000 of you. I'm very happy that you guys watch the channel and benefit from what I post on it, so that really means a lot to me. So today we're going to answer some questions that were sent to me by mail. If you need your questions answered, send me an email at bestbmwdoctor@gmail.com and we'll get those answered to you. Answered for you, and if you have something that we can answer on the fly, you can shoot me a instant message. We'll also try our best to answer you. Thank you all for subscribing. Let's see. Fire up the computer here. Now, let me know if you can hear me fine. Okay, so since our last upload, we've had some questions sent to us. Taiwanda Hani asked if we can answer some ABS problems. I have replaced ABS sensor. It says here, hello, I was wondering if you can give me some possible answers to my ABS problems. I've had my ABS sensor replaced several times with aftermarket parts and the light is still on. Any suggestions? 2006 750 Li. So just like any other BMW, you could have a faulty ABS module. And to find that out, you're going to need to install a known working sensor. A lot of times, the sensor could lose connectivity with the module, or the module just doesn't work. So if you have either problem, it could be due for an ABS module rebuild, which we can do those. Email me at bestbmwdoctor@gmail.com. Or your problem could be those aftermarket ABS sensors just don't work. So I would try something better quality and go from there. Thank Taiwanda. Next question says here, Munir sent us a question. Can't find the question. Emmanuel sent us a question asking, this is the E90, E92, E60 alternator replacement. I see you took out the oil filter housing to get to the alternator. Does that mean I have to get an oil change after the alternator swap? It's a good practice, because once you get that, once you take the oil filter housing out, you could be cross-contaminating coolant into your oil. And when you do that, it's no bueno. Your oil is contaminated. I wouldn't suggest, driving it. So I would definitely go ahead and get an oil change after that's done. Thank you, Emmanuel. Next question. Oh, okay, this is about the automotive jump starter from Clore. It's the JNC 770R. By the way, mine died. Just throws an error message when I plug it in now. I can't say it wasn't my fault, because I it was connected to my boat for like 3 months, and I had forgotten about it. So it died, and according to what I researched, it said that error is the battery. So, well, this guy is saying thing really works. Tried jumping a friend's VW Bug and my wife's Ford Edge, no joy. Tried with my F-150, nothing. Tow guy showed up with the JNC 770. First try, boom. Tried on, turned on like nothing. I went on Amazon, bought, ordered mine the same day. Wife was like, we have to have that. Ever heard when the wife wants me to buy more tools? I never argue when wife wants me to buy tools. Amen. Thank you, Uncle Johnny 1000. Really cool comment. Let's see. Next question or comment on the channel says half-inch impact DeWalt. About the half-inch impact DeWalt, 20-volt vs the Craftsman. Somebody said, Randy Young said they are both made in China, just FYI. Well, we knew that, but DeWalt's still better. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have Craftsman tools, I like them, but just what works for me. When I was trying to take out those lug nuts, the DeWalt was way more powerful than the Craftsman. A lot of people said that could be due to the weak battery that was on it, so never know. I haven't tried it. Maybe we'll do another video. Stay tuned for that. Comment on the BMW brake light reset. Says here 2000. Reynard Ramos said 2007 328xi, how to reset the brake parking lights. If you have replaced your brake pads in the past and haven't replaced your sensor, you could have a bad sensor. You could have a sensor that's not working. You could have a broken sensor, like the wiring has a problem. And even if we replace all those, that doesn't mean your brake light is going to go away, because you still have to tell the computer that you have new brake pads. So one of those possibilities is your problem. Okay, CEZ209 left me a bad comment. I went ahead and deleted it. Yeah, anyway, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's no bad comments on this channel because I make sure they get deleted. I get notifications on my phone and I just delete them. Haters can be haters. Frankly, you can pound sand if you don't like the channel. There's hundreds and thousands and millions of channels out there. If you don't like what I post, then go elsewhere. I do appreciate everyone who actually watches the channel, but I just wanted to note that. Okay, next comment or question by Tony. Commented, I can tell you the problem, 166. Okay. I don't really know what he means, but I think that car that was on the channel for the water pump video had 166,000, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, those N52s last forever. Don't see where the problem is. Next, actually, that's it. That's it for questions. We don't have much audience this time. Last time we had much more. But whoever is watching, if you have any questions, shoot me a text. Let's see. Have you guys seen the new M3? The 2020 M3? Thing is sick. In my opinion, looks like a Alfa Romeo. 503 horsepower. Let's see. Thing is sick. I've seen a few of them on the road already. Talk about how much are these things. $70 grand. In the UK is 58. I guess it's closer to get to the UK. Sucks for us because, you know, we get these cars and they're like $12,000, $15,000 more. It's crazy. Welcome to the video, guys. I see we have 4 viewers now. Shoot us a question. If you have a BMW, not a BMW, still welcome here. You can go ahead and introduce yourself, and we can start some random BMW conversation. So the new M3 has a 503 horsepower, and it's $70,000. Anyone here interested in buying that? I'm curious. If you have $70,000 right now, would you spend it on a brand new M3? Nobody? No? Okay. How about the 2020 M5? Let's see what that looks like. 2020 M5. $102,000, guys. That's $102,700. $102,000. $100,000, $2,700. I can't even read. Thing makes. That's not even competition. Let's see competition. Competition is $110,000. I would get the competition. 0 to 60 in, let's see, 3.1 seconds. That was actually the 2019. It's not bad. This is Pete. Hello, Pete. Welcome to the channel. I have a 2008 E60 with the N52, 165,000 miles, and it runs great. Regarding some preventative maintenance, how often should I change out the differential oil? Thanks in advance. I think that's part of your 100,000 mile interval. So change it at 100,000 miles and then at 200,000 miles. Differential oil is just gear oil. There's a lot of controversial opinion on that, but I can tell you 100,000 miles is safe mileage to change it out. Any more questions? Really nice car, by the way. I like those E60s with the N52. Is it a 528? Is it the XI? Or the I? Where are you from, by the way? 528 XI, really cool car. GP Racer, hi. I have welcome to the channel. Chicago, nice. Colorado, welcome to the channel. Hi, I have a BMW M5 GP Racer. I have a BMW M5 E60 with 76,000 miles. Nice. It's under warranty, but BMW won't change the rod bearings until they fail. Of course they won't. Because I wonder if there's a limit on that, because you know every S85 is prone to rod bearing failure. I personally had one, same problem. Actually, that one, the guy jumped over a curb and hit the oil pan, drained all the oil, and seized the motor. I think it had good rod bearings, but I don't know. I never tried to salvage it. It's under warranty, but BMW won't change the rod bearings until they fail. Yeah, they won't do it. Now, should I get them done? I mean, the car has 76,000 miles. It's not. I mean, those cars are getting old. What year is it? 6? $2008. I mean, I think that's facelift. I would get it done privately. It should probably cost you $2,500, $3,000, depending on where you are. Make sure you get the ARP bearings. I forget what they are. I think I might be mixing it up with something else, but there is a company that makes ones that don't wear out as quick. So make sure you get those. Don't get the OEM ones because you're gonna have the same problem at 75,000 miles. And at 76,000 miles, you're a good candidate for rod bearings. So I wouldn't push the car anymore. If you're gonna wait on doing the rod bearings, I wouldn't. I mean, they don't have to know. I certainly won't tell them. There's no way they're gonna know. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. And try a different dealership. A different dealership could be willing to do it. So maybe call a few other dealerships in the area and see what their opinion on it is. Tell them you want to do this because it's a known failure point for this engine, and you'd like to get it done. And see if they maybe can help you with the price, because I know those warranties have a threshold. I mean, if your job is going to cost, by the book, this job is about 30 hours. I think it's over 20. And if they're going to charge you $200 an hour, and you don't have enough money left in your warranty, depending on what you have been doing to this M5, but I bet there's a lot of problems because those are they keep breaking. Curious, have you had to deal with the ABS module yet? Nope. Well, that's going to be one of the things that's going to fail, and that's about $3,000 to $5,000. The pump, either the pump fails, leaks oil into the module, fries everything, or the module fails, and then you fix the module, and eventually the pump fails. So we rebuild those too. So if you ever have that issue, contact me. But yeah, I would try a few other dealerships and see what they say. Hopefully you can find a dealership that's willing to do it. What color is it? Is it black? That I'm not sure, because warranty typically doesn't cover preventative maintenance. So don't think they're gonna want to do it unless it fails. But then if it fails, it might cost more than they're willing to fix. Spice gray with black wheels, very nice. Where are you from? UK. Cheers, mate. Next question. Welcome to the channel, by the way, GP Racer. Do you actually race motorcycles? You have an M5, so I'm guessing you do, because I ride a motorcycle as well. All right, so Pete. Actually, before Pete, we have L3 Chugga. Hello, I have an E90 2007 328. I have water on the rear passenger footwell. I already checked the vapor barrier, and I have no idea where the water is coming from. Can you give me some ideas? Thanks, Mexico. Welcome. I can tell you exactly what the problem is. Hopefully you're still watching. The problem with your car is I'm guessing that happened after a rain. When a rain happens, and so imagine this is the roof of your BMW right here, and you have this slide roof or the moon roof right in this area. When the water comes in, it doesn't just slide off when the moon roof is closed. It actually goes into the seal and then travels down this channel into a drain down by your wheel, the front and the rear wheel. This guy actually has 4 holes on each side, on each corner, and it travels down by each wheel with a drain tube. Now, if that drain tube is clogged, which is typically the case, you will have that water is it won't drain, so it's going to come back and then go over the seal and into your car. And I've also seen it travel somewhere where it's on your headliner, and it leaks from the headliner into the floor of the car. So that's a good possibility your sliding roof is clogged. Best way to clean it, just put some shop air into it. Boom. I've seen it a million times. Good question. Thank you for joining us from Mexico. Pete, I've been lucky with my E60. Of course, no problem. Try it. Let me know if it works on the next one. We're going to be here next Friday. So try it and let me know if it works. Pete, I've been lucky with my E60 original water pump at 165K. Should I go ahead? I'm guessing that's what you want to say. Go ahead. Get ahead of this and replace, even though it's working fine now. So that's really odd. Do you drive the car hard? Because I've seen those fail at like 50, 60, 70, 100,000 miles tops. 165, that's an achievement. If that's, you probably made a record, but made a new record. But I'm curious if you got this car. Very soft on the car explains. Do you drive mostly highway? I'm gonna guess you drive mostly highway. Yeah. So these water pumps on the highway, they don't have to turn on as much. So if I were to guess, it's just not used as much. So therefore it's, because I think with these water pumps, it's the brushes that wear out. BMW like to use brush stuff like alternators and water pumps for any motor really, or generator. And they wear out. And if you're not using it as much, that's just my analogy, don't quote me for it. If you're not using it as much, then it's less prone to failure. And I've seen this with cars that have been driven on the highway most of their life. So good for you. I would, for the sake of science, I would wait and see how long you can make it. And let me know. When it fails, let me know. That's really good. So L3 Chugga says, sure, today is it's raining, so I will have some work to do. Yes, you will. If you have clogged moonroof drains, then you will have some work to do. But just blow it out with some shop air. I think you're going to be fine. My water pump lasted 168,000, and I just replaced mine too. That was weird too. It blew my fuse when it stopped working. Yes, that happens sometimes. I have actually, my E92 335i had the same issue, and I swapped the motor because so I got this car with a seized motor. I don't know if I've talked about it on the channel, but I got this E92 2009 clean car. Only has like 80,000 miles, and had a bad motor. I realized that it has a bad motor. It was actually a customer of mine, and I informed the customer. I was like, hey, it needs a motor. This is how much it's going to cost, and they weren't willing to put that much money into it, which I understood. So I was like, hey, I can make you a deal on it, and they actually wanted to sell it to me. So I bought it, put a new motor in it, new water pump, actually old water pump because I didn't think it needed it. I didn't see any codes in the ECU, so I checked. I was bleeding the water pump after I put a new motor in it, coolant, everything, and I hit the pedal. Nothing happens. I have never seen this problem before. This was 4 years ago. I've never seen this. It's always I see a code, water pump doesn't work, or works intermittently, or replace water pump, everything's good. And oddly enough, the fuse is the distribution box on the top of the battery. It's not it's not a regular fuse. You have to replace that distribution box because it's got built-in fuses and you can't replace individual fuses. It's weird, but it's Bmw engineering. But yeah, 168 is pretty good. That's like the second record number I'm hearing about. GP Racer, my blasters are manual. Can I program them to be automatic? If yes, how? Blasters, explain. Sorry, I don't know what that means. How can I send a thank you beer money? Well, you can send us goodies to, I can email me at bestbmwdoctor@gmail.com and I'll send you the address. If you want to just send us a letter, that's plenty. Active seat blasters. Oh, is that the... I have to look that up. What's an active seat blaster? Oh, this is the M5 guy. Oh, you're talking about the airbag deal that blows up when you take turns. Correct me if I'm wrong. It kind of like holds you as you take hard turns. But cheers, Pete. Thanks for the offer. Really nice of you. Okay, so those, if you hit the M button on the steering wheel, those should turn on. So you want them to turn on when exactly? Because if you hit the M button, those should be activated. They should, if you hit the M button and you take a turn, they're going to work. Is that a feature that's been disabled in the UK? Really? See, that could be a coding thing because we have features in America that are not activated. So how do you turn it on? How do you turn it on? Or maybe that's your question. The 2006, really? Yeah, nothing will be disconnected. Go ahead and blow all 4 corners. If you go ahead and go in there with a flashlight. Sorry, I'm talking to L3 Sugar. I think that's what your name is, but either way, or I love sugar or something like that. Go ahead with a flashlight and shine it into every corner. It's going to be under the glass, so you won't be able to see it, but it's going to be like this corner and that corner. If you shine your flashlight at it, you'll see that there's a hole, and if you blow, I'm guessing it's going to be, clogged with, tree leaves or whatever. Go ahead and blow shop air into it, all 4 corners, and that's guaranteed is going to fix your problem. Back to GP Racer. I don't know what you're talking about, because those usually turn on. You're talking about the seat kind of. Oh, it means lettuce. Okay, nice. I think I can program it via third-party application. They only move when I press the button. So every time you take a corner, you have to press the button for them to work. Can you explain to me? Okay, you're driving on your favorite road, a curvy road, and you're enjoying your 500 horsepower M5, and you're taking a hard turn. What do you, and your M button is turned on. What do you do for it to, how do you activate the seat, whatever they're called, blasters? They don't move. See, the few M5s I've driven, as long as I put the M5, turn the M button on, which I assume you have that on your car. In the UK, I'm not sure, but in the US, there's a button that says M on it. You press that, and that function turns on, where you're driving on the road and you take a left turn, and the airbag that's in the seat inflates and kind of holds you as you lean towards it. And if you turn right, the same thing happens on the right side. Or actually, which way do you go? Turn right. No, turn right goes left. So if you turn right, the left one turns on, vice versa. But if yours doesn't do it, then it could be just a matter of coding. If you can go into the module that's in charge of that feature and see. It must be optional. You're right, because in the US, the few M5s I've driven had that turned on as soon as and they stayed on. I never had to deal with them again. I mean, you hit the M button, you're good. And actually, the car goes a little. You kind of use the full potential of the S85. I'm not sure if that's the case in the UK, but it kind of gets more peppy when you turn the M button on. Good question, though. Anybody else? You still have to tell me if you ride a motorcycle, GP Racer. Also, I've always wondered, you M5 drivers, it's a really cool car, and I want to have one day. Had one, but that's another story. Do you just one day wake up and want to buy an M5? How do you come on this decision? Because, it's a car that's really problematic, but it's a lot of fun. I have to know. Oh, it's manual. So you press the button and it just turns on until you press it again. That's open wheel car racing. Nice. What's an open wheel car racing? I have to see what that means. I haven't. Oh, nice. Like formula. Holy shit. That's badass, dude. All right. That is pretty cool. Let's see. I have to join myself from here. Let's see. Bmw Doctor. Okay, guys, if anybody else has a question, let's hear about it. I'm looking at your picture, GP Racer. Let's see. Can't really see it. You have to email me a picture. I have to see it. It's bestbmwdoctor@gmail.com. And thanks for joining us from the UK. So, what else can we talk about today? Does anybody here have a BMW motorcycle? I'm curious. I've never owned one. I've only owned like 20 Beamers, but I always wanted to own a BMW motorcycle. If you guys have owned one, let me know. Let's see. Chugga says, now let's change of my car. I have an E53, that's an X5, 2003. I figured that the issue was the valve cover gasket, but I want to have your opinion. Burning oil smell on the cabin and some smoke coming from the rear of the motor. Definitely. I'm gonna guess this is an M54, the inline 6. Correct me if I'm wrong. And your problem is, imagine, okay, I'm sitting in the driver's seat, and the valve cover is on this side. The back of the engine is closest to the firewall. That's where it's leaking. I've seen this a million times. I've owned numerous M54s in my time, and like I'm so old, but like I've owned Beamers since I was 17. So the closest size to the, so you're gonna need to do your valve cover, but I'm just telling you where it's leaking right now. It's the closest side to your firewall. That's where the valve cover is leaking. There's 2 half moons in the back of the valve cover, like you said, back of the motor, and those are prone to failure. You know, over time, I'm guessing it's going to have a gazillion miles on it. Replace the valve cover. Make sure you get something original equipment, because you're going to have to do this again if you don't. Ask me how I know. Good question. How many Beamers do you have? JR, my car stability 4x4 comes on frequently. Okay, tell us where you're from, what year the BMW is, and model. Jay, welcome to the channel. Okay, Frank Norman. Hey, I've got an E70. You have an E34? Nice. E90, E53. Love it. You have to send me pictures of the E34, especially, because that's one of my favorites. Hey, this is Frank Norman. I've got an E70 35D 2011. I'm getting a lot of questions about these diesel Beamers. I'm guessing these are not really the best. Door actuator quit working. Other doors work okay. So are there any fuses or harnesses items I should check or bite off the new actuator? I mean, don't quote me. I'm sure there is a fuse for it. I haven't checked. But 99%, this is going to be a door actuator. Bite the bullet, replace it. This is a very common BMW issue. It's not that expensive to replace. Go to this dealership, might be, but it's going to be a door actuator. So, what do you think about the grills on the new M3 and M4? Not sure I like them. You know, I was thinking the same thing. I looked at them and they looked like the Alfa Romeo. I know nothing about Alfa Romeos, but I know one of them looks like the new M3. I don't know if that was the coincidence, but you're welcome, Frank. Well, also, where you're from, I'd like to know where my viewers are from. It's just to get to know you guys. Alabama, welcome. Yeah, so I thought the M3 looked like an Alfa Romeo. What do you think, GP Racer? Right? Yeah. I'm not sure. The M4, to be honest, I haven't seen it yet. Let's see, M4 2020. Maybe you're thinking of the 2021, because the 2020 is still okay. Oh gosh, the 21 is Alfa Romeo. I mean, they had to make changes at some point, you know. It's not gonna stay the same. It's the same car, pretty much. You're right. I'm looking at M3 and the M4 right next to it. Same exact car. I mean, the M3 I think has a cooler, you know, shaped hood, but that's hilarious. Hey, it makes 500 horsepower. Can't complain. Also costs like, I'm curious. So the M5 you have, the E60 M5 with the manual, whatever you call them, those seat things. I don't even know why they're manual in the UK. That's weird. But how much are these costs over there? Because here they're super cheap. Nobody wants them. Also, do you just have one BMW or do you have few? I have to know. 15 to 20,000 pounds. What's that in US dollars? 15,000 pounds in USD. Holy cow, 20,000? Just the one. So he still didn't answer my question. How did you come on making that decision to buy that car? Did you like research? Did you drive one and you really liked it? $20,000 here can get you one that's really clean, by the way, which is understandable. You have one that has 75,000 miles. Dream car from 2006. Nice. When did you buy it? How long you had it for? JR 2008 535 XI. I'm in New York City. Are you in the city, New York City, or just curious? You don't have to answer that. So stability 4x4 comes on frequently. Now, with these M52s, well, actually, this is an M54 car. I don't know what that means, Jay, but I'm going to answer your question. You have a 4x4 actuator right on your transfer case. I actually lived in New York City for a year or so. Really cool place. Best pizza ever. Long Island, yeah, you could have said that. I don't know what that means. So right on your transfer case, there is there's an actuator. It's an actuator motor that comes on when, because this is a 4x4 on demand. It's not always on. It actually turns on whichever wheels you need the most. So most of the time you're using your rear-wheel drive, and when you need your fronts, they turn on. There's a motor on the transfer case that turns on your front wheels. Those motors have a gear. The gear is plastic, of course, because BMW, they make everything plastic. And it gets stripped over time. I'm guessing this is over 100,000 miles for sure. You're going to need to replace the actuator. There's a rebuild kit. You can replace the gear with metal gear. I've tried the metal gear, it didn't work for me. Maybe you have a better luck, but it only worked when I put the plastic gear on. Now the plastic gear, if I remember correctly, it's this way diagonally, and then the motor has threads on it that turns this gear, and it just over time strips it off. You're gonna need to replace it. The motor doesn't ever go bad. I've never had to replace a motor. I've replaced several gears. So you just need to buy the plastic gear, take it apart. There's a million videos on YouTube. Take it apart, it's pretty easy. It's 3 E14 or E12 external torques. Get those replaced and take them out. Take the motor out, take it apart, replace the gear, put it back in, done. If you take it anywhere, they're going to replace the entire motor. Just to let you know. They won't rebuild it because they don't want to see you again. The biggest dilemma for mechanics is to have to do, having to do the job twice. Nobody likes to rework, so they're gonna just. And the motor is really expensive. But if you are handy and you want to do this yourself, you can buy a gear from Amazon for $20. Take the motor out. It's a really easy job. This is a 5 series. I haven't done them on 5 series. I've had to do them with SUVs mostly, but I'm gonna have to guess you need to lower your transmission. But you only have to take the transmission cross member. It's got 13mm bolts, 2 of them on this side, 2 on this side. You don't even have to put a jack underneath it, but for safety you could. I'm talking about the transmission, not the car. Obviously, you're going to have to use the car jack to jack up the car. But you drop the transmission, the motor is right here. Take the 3 E14 or E12, I don't remember. Take them out, take the motor out, replace it. It's got an electrical connection. It's pretty easy to replace. Good question. Welcome to the channel. Found mine 5 years ago, straight from Bmw dealership with 50,000 miles. Just a few months before they stopped selling in the 60s. So it's like I'm getting some warranty. Yeah, I mean, I almost want to tell you to very reliable. That's not the case here. What have you had to fix with it? I'm just curious. You're welcome, Jay. Trying to see if I have any more questions on here. Okay, both actuators, battery. What kind of actuators? Of course, battery. I mean, this car relies on battery heavily. Throttle actuators. Okay. So that's the throttle body, you mean? Oh, there's an actual actuator. Huh. And the engine, okay. Requires throttle valve system test after installation. Nice. Got a 2011 535. Damn headache. Alternator. So those are not really bad failures. Just had beer delivered to me. Damn headache. So, Tevin, where are you from and what's the problem? Cheers, bud. It's actually, you might know this, it's Carlsberg. From the Virgin Islands, okay. What seems to be the problem with your 335i? It's an M54, I'm sorry. We share the same problem. I have a 2009. Is it a coupe or sedan? Same here. What color is it? Oh, convertible. Nice. Wait, E93. Coupe? Isn't that a convertible? Black brown interior. Very nice. I always wanted a black E92 or E90 in general. Convertible. You're right. Okay. So what's the problem? Or what are the problems? Sorry. Chugga, we'll get back to you in a second. I'm really interested in this N54. Good night all. Thanks for the advice. Cheers, bud. Have a good night. Thanks for watching and subscribe. Email me some pictures. I'm curious to see what your open road racing or open car racing, open wheel racing. I'm curious to see that. All right. So, but so Tevin, let's see, fuel pump battery MAF, mass airflow. Right now, I can't get the transmission fill plug off because last owner ran it out. It's not a bad problem to have. Those almost always get rounded off. That's my issue currently. Plastic. Every damn thing. Wait, this is the fill plug. What do you mean plastic every damn thing? Fill plug is not plastic. It's aluminum. Okay. So you're gonna need your you're gonna need to get you a Erwin extractor tool. They make them in various different sizes. I've had good luck with them. If you've seen my Instagram page, it's the BMW DCTR. We've had some issues with one of my BMWs, Brembo caliper, the big Allen bolt. I forget what it is. I think it was a 10 millimeter. I got rounded out and we had to extract it. I tried everything. I mean, talking welding, heating, everything. The only tool that got it out was the Erwin extraction tools. So get on Amazon. I can send you a link. Let me find it for you, and I'll send you a link. I'll put the link. I'll just chat you the link. It's an 8 millimeter Allen socket. Yeah, I'm aware. First time here. Absolutely, Tevin. No problem. Hopefully you get it out, because otherwise you're in for a present. Let's see. Erwin. Okay, there you go. It's not available at the moment, but you will find it, I promise you. It's very popular. I'm gonna chat from my other account. Let's see, I just sent it, but I don't see it. Should be here in a second. Huh. I guess I can't send links. Email me at here, best doctor. Email me here, and I'll go ahead and never mind. I think, yeah, I don't see it. I don't know why it's not coming up. Email me there, and I'll reply with the link for it. It's Erwin extraction. These things work, and if you ever have a problem with them, if they break or anything, I broke one of my small ones, and I emailed them. They sent me a brand new one overnight. Really good company, really good tools. Had good luck extracting several different screws and bolts, so try them out. Coil packs, and I'll be good finally. So, did you tell me what you have replaced already? Fuel pump, battery, mass airflow. That's actually not bad. Is the car stock? Have you done anything to it? Okay, all 9 viewers, all 8 viewers now. Go ahead and tell me what kind of car you have, and I'll comment on it. We already know Tevin has an M54. I can't even begin to tell you about that car. Because I have one, and I know how much pain in the ass they are. I guess we already know, but I'll comment on them. Just go ahead and tell me what you think. This is going to be a final chapter of this video because I'm about to end the video pretty soon. It's stock. I got it with a broken water pump. Excuse me, bad fuel pump, bad battery, belt flew off because broke the pulley. I bought a lemon. Did you have to do your front crank seal? If you haven't and you broke the belt, you must have a bad one. What I would do is take apart your fan, take the belt off, take the crank pulley off, and see if you still have. I mean, if you're not leaking oil dramatically, then I'm not worried about it. But odds are, every time you break a belt with these M54s, you risk sucking that belt through the crank seal, the front crank seal. So check if you have that problem. But if you don't have a dramatic oil leak, like I said, you're fine. I've actually, in mine, I haven't broken one, but I lost part of it, and I found it in the plastic cover. But it's heavily modified. I make over 500 horsepower. It shreds. It eats those belts. Absolutely, brother. Just ask any questions. Email me if you need anything. I'm here for you guys. Okay, that's good. If the whole belt was there, you're fine. But if you're missing pieces of it, because I've seen it shredded to pieces, that's bad. Because those small pieces are going to get sucked into the crank, through the crank seal. Absolutely, Pete. Have a good one. Chugga, I start E34, E53, E90, and let me know what should sell. And I know probably would be the interior sticks. Which X5 do I recommend? You actually have a good one. I'm glad you don't have the V8, because the V8 is the N62 engines are just garbage, complete junk. So keep the X5. It's not a bad car. Stuff is gonna break because it's old, but it's fine. I wouldn't sell the E53. The E90, you have the 6-cylinder non-NA. You're in Fat City because NAs are way more reliable than the turbocharged. And you have an E34. If you sell that, I'll come to Mexico and hunt you down. You better sell it to me. Because E34s are really cool. I want to have one day. However, I wonder if it's automatic or stick. If it's a stick, that's really cool. If it's an automatic, Colorado. Yeah, I want an E34 with a stick. Even if I get an automatic, I want to convert it to stick because these cars are just unbelievably cool. An E30 and E34. I don't know about E38s. I'm not a big fan. E36. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if we have any ladies here, but manual 535. It is. I'm so jealous. It's the 535 too. That's really cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to call it a night. It's about 7 p.m. here. Just want to start my weekend, but I feel I had the obligation to answer some questions for you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in and for the all the really cool viewers we talked to tonight. All of you have really cool cars and cool questions and sense of humor. You made my night. You too, Chugga. Still don't know how to pronounce your name, but no problem. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next week. I might be traveling for work next week, but we'll try to squeeze you in from the hotel room or something. So I may not have that cool flag behind me, but we'll definitely try to get another video in the books. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, send me an email at bestbmwdoctor@gmail.com and subscribe to my social media, mainly on Instagram. I haven't made a Lee Chugga. Good night, goodbye. Lettuce. If you haven't subscribed to my social media, it's Instagram. In the meantime, I haven't done anything else, but on IG at Best BMW, or actually BMW DCTR. Just wanted to squish that doctor. Yeah, follow me on there. Ask me any questions on there. I post more frequently on there. Sorry I haven't posted any videos on the channel in a long time, but I've been building my dream shop, which will be coming up on the channel. And I appreciate everything. If you want to send a thank you beer to us, email me at bestbmwdoctor@gmail.com. And cheers.